In section 5.3, we want to do a quick review of slope and slope-intercept form. These are very similar to the problems that were on the last test. So let's take a look here. The instructions for the first part say find the slope and y-intercept of each line, then write the equation in slope-intercept form. So if we were to take a look at, let's say we take a look at number 1 here. The first thing we notice is that it crosses right here at 4, so that means the y-intercept would be 4. And then we need to identify the slope. Notice that this goes down from left to right, so we're looking for a negative slope here. And because we've got a graph, we're going to think of this as rise over run. So we're going to go from this point, we're going to find another convenient point. I think right here would be another convenient point. So we're going to go down, count the spaces, down 4, and then run 1. So this would be 4 and this would be 1. And remember, because we're going down, the rise would be negative, and because we're going to the right, the run would be positive. So that means the slope on this one would be negative 4 over 1, which would just be negative 4. So that means in slope-intercept form, which remember is y equals mx plus b, we're going to write down y equals m is negative 4, so negative 4x, plus b, the y-intercept is 4. We're going to circle that and we're all set to go. Again, we're looking for a line that crosses the y-axis at 4 that has a slope of negative 4, really steep in the negative direction, which is what we have right there. And then if we take a look at the next part, it says find the slope of the line between each pair of points. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at, let's say we take a look at number 8. On number 8, we've got to know the formula. Above we were talking about slope in terms of a graph, that's rise over run if we've got points. Then we're thinking m equals y2 minus y1 on the top, and x2 minus x1 on the bottom. Difference in the y's, change in the y coordinates on the top and change in the x coordinates on the bottom. Good habit to be in, put that minus from the formula in the center of the top and bottom, and then let's go find the second y. So y2 is negative 6, and then we're going to subtract y1. y1 is 8. And then x2 is negative 3 and x1 is negative 10. So this is going to be a negative 14 on the top here. This is a minus a negative 10, so we're going to count that as a plus. And then we've got a negative 3 plus a 10. That's going to be, let's see, negative 3 plus 10, that's a positive 7. So we end up with a negative 2 for an answer on that one. And if we flip over to the back side, we've got some linear equations to graph here. So it says sketch the graph of each line. Be sure to indicate the points you use to make the line. So when we do something like that, we just want to make sure that it's clear, we know what we're doing. If somebody looked at this graph, they'd be able to tell, oh, I see what they were doing. They had it cross at this point on the y-axis, and then they use this for the slope, that little stair-step pattern. So we're going to pick number 12. Take a look at number 12. It's a little bit unique. You'll notice it does not have a y-intercept on the end, or at least it doesn't look like it. So the constant on the end there would be 0, and notice the coefficient would have to be negative 1. So that means it's going to cross the y-axis at 0. And the slope on this one is going to be negative 1, or negative 1 over 1. So we're going to rise negative 1. That means we're going to go down 1, and then right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. So anybody coming back and looking at this could tell that we kind of use that stair-step pattern there. We could also do it this way. We could go up 1 and then left 1. Remember, a negative on the top or the bottom is going to make the whole thing work out to be negative. So we're going to go up 1 and back 1, up 1 and back 1, up 1 and back 1. And then we're just going to connect those points, make a nice straight line, straight as we possibly can, extend it to the ends, put arrows on it, and then we're all set to go. And then take a look at the very end. These problems say write the slope-intercept form of the line using the given information. And it does say be careful which order they give them to you, because sometimes they'll give you the slope first, then the y-intercept. Sometimes they'll give you the y-intercept, then the slope. Sometimes they'll just give you information that helps you figure that out. So let's take a look at number 18. On number 18, they do happen to give us it in the order of the slope is negative 5, and then the y-intercept is 3. So again, we're going to write down y equals mx plus b, or we're at least going to think that. So this is going to be y equals, that would be negative 5x, and then the y-intercept is 3, and that would be it. Really need to know slope-intercept form very well. We're going to use that a whole bunch. Good luck.